Hey everyone, it's Presley at ActOutGames.com here, and today is Monday, which means it is my first essay day. So I'm going to have one up on my ActOutGames.tumblr.com Tumblr account, which I'm super duper nervous about. But yeah, I've never really written one before that wasn't just, here's a bunch of facts about a thing, the end, it's over. But I'm going to be looking at the GED's thing on writing essays. And hopefully I have one up by the end of the day.
Okay, so Presley's first essay.
Yay!
Right? Essay assignment. So what video was about fandoms?
So actually, I was going through videos on my thing, and I had just been watching videos from SciShow. But I decided that I'd take a look at SciShow Psych and SciShow Space to see if there's anything on there I want to try an essay about. And this was a video that came out 2 days ago, I believe, on SciShow Psych.
Okay.
So
we'll add that to our list.
I did. I added SciShow Psych,
okay.
And I put the day that it came out and what the video was.
Okay.
So, and I thought this one was really fascinating because fandom for me has always been a really positive thing. It was really interesting.
So was that the title of the video? Is fandom always healthy?
It was similar. I think it was, is fandom a good thing or an unhealthy obsession?
Okay.
It was something along those lines.
Yeah.
And
do you know who the host is of that?
I don't remember her name.
Okay.
But it was more about what she was talking about was a little bit of like the psychology about like how you can become obsessed and you're less likely to care about other people.
Yeah.
The more engrossed in a fandom you get.
Engrossed.
Engrossed.
Okay.
It's not engrossed. Why is it engrossed?
I know. You've always said engrossed.
That doesn't make sense.
So this is like totally coincidental a bit. Like one of the girls that we met when we were in the industry panel at VidCon last year where John Green talked about you.
Yeah.
One of the girls we met right after that, who I ran into her at South by Southwest. She has written some of the SciShow Psych scripts.
Oh, that's
She's
cool.
worked for them. Right?
Yeah,
she works
so I
like
just think it's
behavioral
really
psychology.
amazing from the videos that I've seen of it.
Okay, so it was about fandom and the health, whether fandom's good or bad. And,
right.
that spoke to you, of course.
Yes, because I am in several fandoms.
And so it was easy for you to choose that as an essay topic.
And I didn't know if I was supposed to write an essay like perfectly along the lines of the video or something that's like, this is what the video is about, and then here is my opinion on the topic of the video.
Yeah, I'm okay with either one of those. So you can either write like an essay reviewing the video, or you can write your take about the video.
I think this was one that I wanted to write my take about it.
Not surprised.
I care a lot.
Not surprised. Okay, cool. I'm good with that. All right.
Yay,
So let's
making sure I didn't do something horribly wrong here.
So let's talk about the essay mostly is, or like critique and kind of talking about it, at least from my side. Who knows what those guys are going to do with their creative criticism. My take is, so I almost want to talk about structure.
Okay.
And not like the actual writing. I always like your writing. I always enjoy your writing. But let's talk about structure for the essays, right? And you do a lot of creative writing, and I really love your creative writing.
Which means I'm not used
which
to
means you
having
can do whatever you want, right?
I can
So it's
just
good.
make it go.
It's good for you to have a little structure in you, okay, right? All right. So your opening paragraph, which should be a summary of what's coming.
Right.
Right. So there's this big famous saying, and like especially when you're giving speeches and presentations and stuff, tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them.
Right.
That's the summary of like the topic paragraph, and then the meat, and then the summary paragraph. Tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them.
Right.
So you kind of follow that. When you do public speaking, you do the same thing, right? So here, this is the tell them what you're going to tell them. So you say, fandom may not always be amazing as you expect. It can be healthy, and it makes some of the best groups possible, but it always has its downsides, okay?
That's a little bit too negative.
Well, no, the only thing I would say here, like structurally, is you're saying fandom may not always be amazing as you expect. And then the next sentence is it can be healthy, and it makes for some of the best groups of people, right? So you're kind of contradicting yourself in the first follow-up, right? So especially as a sentence, like you may want to say like while it can be healthy, it often turns dark, right? Because your premise here is that it may not be as awesome as you expect. There's a dark side.
There is a dark side.
So most of your sentences and most of what you're talking about, you want to be slanted to support your topic, right? So if your topic is it may not always be amazing,
then you can't say it's actually super cool.
Yeah, you can, but your second sentence probably shouldn't be it's really awesome, right? And so you can say like while often it's great, it can also have it also has a dark side. Right. You probably want to turn it that a little bit. And then this sentence structurally, like, while technically you can start a sentence with a conjunction, it's typically a bad idea. You usually want to avoid. Here, it's not too bad.
I'm so used to, like, you never really use contraction starting a sentence in description. Conjunction. Wrong words.
Yeah.
Starting a sentence in description writing, but sometimes you do that when you're speaking, so that's a dialogue.
No, you definitely do it while you speak, right? But in general, you like and or but or something like that. You usually don't want to start a sentence with one of those things.
Right.
Like you can technically get away with it if you use it, if you know what you're doing.
Technically get away with it.
But and this one's not horrible, right? But generally, you don't want to do that. More importantly, just your topic sentence or your topic paragraph. All of the sentences in your topic paragraph should support your topic.
Yes.
So, like you've got a paragraph has a topic sentence and then support sentences and then a summary sentence. And then your essay has a topic paragraph and then support paragraphs. So they like follow the same structure, right? So when you write all of your paragraphs should have like, this is what this paragraph's about. Here's some stuff that supports that. And then here's a little bit of the conclusion. The conclusion is a little bit less important at the paragraph level. But so this sentence doesn't directly support this. Okay. And so I would turn this into a complex sentence. Cool. Right? And so say, while it can be healthy, it often turns dark or something like that, right? So that the gist of the sentence ties back up to the topic. Okay? That makes sense?
Yes.
All right. Makes sense. All right. So fandom always gives people a sense of belonging. It's so again, that's the topic of this paragraph, which again sort of goes against your topic sentence that they can be dark, right? So fandom always gives people a sense of belonging. So yeah, you probably want to stay away from words like always. Right. Often is probably a better word there.
Often.
Right.
And that kind of says, but not always.
Yeah, but even this sentence again, you want to sort of tailor the introduction to this paragraph to be more. I think down here you sort of this is one of the ways it can be healthy. Yeah, so you want to create some of the best friends you ever have, right? So again, you're sort of contradicting yourself, right? And you can have some of those, like, that's where you want to use your conjunctions. Like, this is my main topic thing, but there's also some good stuff, right? So I think really here you want to start with one of the ways it can be unhealthy is flame wars, right? Because that's kind of one of your big things, right? And kind of launch into that, right?
And then do it can be cool. And it has super.
Yeah, like the second paragraph be about flame wars because that's kind of the main thing that you talk about and being negative, and then move this down and sort of say, while flame wars can be really, really negative, I don't want to give the impression that it's always bad. There's also some good stuff. I think that's fine, right? Because you've established why you think it's bad, and then you go into the next paragraph and you say, while this sounds terrible, there's also some really good stuff, right? And then down, let's see how your conclusion goes. No matter how long you've been in a fandom, it's a place where you belong. You always have friends, and even the worst arguments can settle down. Humans are social animals made to live in groups. Fandoms are some of the most positive groups to be in. Most fandoms are still very healthy, and almost everyone has a place in one. So if I read that as a conclusion, I wouldn't assume that your first sentence was that they're not always as amazing as you expect. Right?
Yeah, I might change the first sentence because that's a lot easier.
That's another option, is to choose that. Yeah.
And she ended the video with like, your fandom's still really amazing. There's just a couple things that are bad about it.
You're right. So that
my main bad thing was flame wars.
Yeah. No, I think you can rewrite this to sort of fit that and sort of tailor to that idea, right? Right. That they're not always awesome as you expect them to be, right? And then maybe if you want to do, they may not always be as amazing as you expect. Then your first paragraph could be, you may expect that fandoms are like this, and then you can say some good stuff, and then say, while that's all true, there's also this negative side, right? And it may be the next paragraph, right? You could structure it a couple of different ways, right? But just the alignment between your topic sentences and your support sentences don't always line up in here. So you always want in the paragraph, if my first sentence is this, all of my other sentences should reinforce that idea. Right. And the same thing with the essay overall, your opening paragraph, the other things should support that overall. And then the end, your summary should be restating what you said here. Remember, tell them what you're going to tell them what you told them. So these things at the beginning and the end should be pretty much saying the same thing. Right. Just in slightly different ways, right? And then that'll lock it down. Okay, yeah? Cool. Okay, so why don't you rewrite this? And then post it? Yeah. Well, I mean, we've already done this, and I've already given you that feedback. You might as well go ahead and do a second draft of it based on my feedback, and then we will post to Tumblr, ActOutGames.tumblr.com. Yes. We'll tumble it. And you will see it. And then you guys can go take a look at it there, and we'll give additional feedback, and we'll continue to revise these even while you're writing new ones. Yes. Yeah? All right, let's go do that. Cool. Awesome. Good job, John.
Yeah.
Yoku
Arigato.
Yep, excellent for a first attempt at writing an essay for sure. Like trying to structure, trying to bend, when you've been doing creative writing all the time, trying to bend that into a structured, but this will make your creative writing better as well.
Right.
Because you'll understand the
how
rules.
structure works.
Yeah, and when you break the rules, you'll be doing it on purpose and doing it for a reason, and it'll be more effective that way.
Right, because I just break the rules because I don't know what they are.
That's exactly right. Breaking the rules because you don't know the rules is typically not an effective strategy. Understanding the rules, and then like there's a whole, like you should also understand, and you understand a little bit better, but like narrative structure when you're doing storytelling, like the hero's journey and kind of all of those things, like understanding how those things work and then why to break those rules and when to break those rules is better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go Ray.
I've also been learning a lot. Me and my friends are working on a project called the Ultra Cliche, a novel, and it's been helping me like learn a lot more about this is actually
Just
the
get
cliche.
that in your
I shouldn't
system.
do it.
Yeah, right.
There, all the cliche is gone. Although I do have a soft spot for putting cliches in everything ever.
Awesome. Okay, go work on this. Clean it up, and then we'll post it.
Almost.
Oh, look at that. Okay, Cooper, you do that one that Daddy's doing. And watch his form.
My thumb on top of it, and then when I let go, I push down with my thumb to kind of flick it. And then when you flick it, you push your thumb down. Flick it. Okay, do your April Fool.
Okay.
It's down to mine is this one gets kind of bloody.
Yeah, I do.
So, this day I'll just try to look it, and there's something weird.
I'm not gonna open the bottle. Good job. That was a good one. That was good one.
Did you actually do it? Did you think that Cooper put something weird in there for you?
I was going along with it. I didn't know. I didn't think
It was
with
a little, so there's nothing weird in there. Every time he